Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Yuzan Aditya Putra Dharmawan, and I'm from class A1 2024. And today we are going to talk about morphology. First, what is morphology? Morphology is a branch of linguistics that studies the structure of words, how they are formed, how they change, and how they function in a language. In short, morphology is all about the building blocks of words. It helps us understand the internal structure that give forth their meaning and grammatical function. And then there are morphemes. Morpheme is the smallest unit of language because it contains meaning. There are two main types of morphemes. The first one is free morphemes like bu or run, which can stand alone, and then there are bound morphemes like un or ed, which must be attached to a base word. For example, in the word unhappiness, we have three morphemes: un as a prefix, happy as a root word, and ness as a suffix. Then let's move to branch of morphology. First, there are affixation. Affixation is the process of adding prefix or suffix to a base word to create a new meaning or form. There are prefix which is added at the beginning, for example, un in unkind, re in replay, dis in disagree, and then there are suffix which is added at the end, for example, ness in kindness, able in readable, and less in hopeless. Next, we have compounding. Compounding is a word formation process where two or more words are combined to create a new word. There are three types of compounding. The first is compound nouns. The result of a compound noun is a noun. For example, bed and room combine to form the compound word bedroom, which means a room used for sleeping. The second one, there are compound verb. The result of a compound verb is a verb. For example, day and dream combine to form the compound word daydream, which means to think pleasantly while awake. And the last one, we have compound adjective. And the result of a compound adjective is an adjective. For example, home and sick combine to form the compound word homesick, which means feeling sad or longing for your home when you're away from it. Next, we have conversion. Conversion, also known as zero derivation, is a word formation process in which a word changes its grammatical category or word class without any change in form. For example, there are two sentences. The first sentence is the plant is water, and the second sentence is all water the plants. In the first sentence, water functions as a noun, and in the second sentence, water functions as a verb. Next, we have derivation. Derivation is the process of creating a new word by adding a derivational affix, prefix, or suffix that change the word class. For example, the word teach is a verb, and then it is added as a suffix er, and then it becomes a noun, which is teacher. The word egg is a verb word, and then it is added a or suffix, and then it becomes actor, which is a noun. Next, we have inflection. Inflection is a morphological process that changes the form of a word to express grammatical information such as tense, number, person, case, gender, mood, and aspect. Inflection does not create a new word or change the word class. It simply adjusts the word form to fit its role in a sentence. Like for example, walk become walks, cat become cats, run become run. And then we have eight inflectional morphemes in English, which are divided into three categories: verbs, nouns, and adjective or adverbs. Now let's talk about the verbs. There are four types in verb: as in third person singular, and the example is he runs; ed in past tense, and the example is he walked; in present participle, and the example is they are swimming; and n in past participle, and the example is she has eaten. And then we move to nouns. There are two types in this, as in plural, as in plural, and the example is dogs, and as in possessive, and the example is John's book. And then we have adjective or adverb. There are two types in this, which is comparative, and the example is faster, as is superlative, and the example is fastest. And now we have back formation. Back formation is a morphological process in which a new word is created by removing an actual or supposed affix like sien, ing from an existing word. Editor, removing the or become edit, donation become donate, babysitter, removing the ter become babysit. Next we have clipping. Clipping is the process of shortening a longer word by cutting off one or more syllables while changing the meaning or word class. There are four types of clipping. The first one is back clipping. This is the most common type. The end of the word is removed. For example, advertisement become ad, examination become exam. The second one, we have core clipping. The beginning of the word is removed. And the example is telephone become phone. Third, we have middle clipping. The beginning and the end of a word is clipped to form a new word. For example, influenza become flu. And the last one, we have for clipping. Parts of two or more words from a phrase are clipped and combined into one word. For example, science fiction becomes sci-fi. Next, we have blending. Blending is a word formation process where parts of two or more words are combined to form a new word, often by taking the beginning of one word and the end of another. For example, breakfast plus lunch become brunch, smoke plus folk become smoke, information plus entertainment become infotainment. Next, we have initialism. Initialism is a type of word formation where the new word is made using the first letter of a group of words. There are two types of initialism. The first one is abbreviation. Abbreviation is formed from the initial letter of a phrase, but each letter is pronounced individually and not as a word. For example, CD, which stands for compact disc, is read as CD. USA, which stands for United States of America, is read USA. ATM, which stands for automated teller machine, is read as ATM. And the second one is acronym. Acronym is formed by taking the initial letter of a phrase and pronouncing them as a single word. For example, NASA, which stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration, we read it as NASA and not NASA. And the second one, there are SCUBA, which stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. We read it as SCUBA and not SCUBA. And the last one, there are UNESCO, which stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. We read it as UNESCO and not UNASCO. Then we have onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a figure of speech and linguistic device where a word imitates the natural sound of a thing. The words sound like the noise it describes. For example, there are four types of onomatopoeia. The first is animal sounds. Dogs is woof or bark, cow is moo, duck is quack, and then there are human sounds. Loud is haha or chuckle, cry is sob or boohoo, and then there are object and environment sounds. Clock is tick-tock, bell is ding-dong, and then there are machine and technology sound. Car engine is vroom, and phone is ring. After learning all of that, now that we know about the importance of learning morphology, learning morphology helps build vocabulary, understanding prefix, suffix, and root help you guess the meaning of new words, and it helps improve grammar understanding, show how words form change for tense, plural, possession, and on comparison. It supports spelling and pronunciation. Recognizing morphemes make it easier to spell and pronounce complex words correctly. And then it also helps enhance reading and writing skill. It helps you understand text more easily and choose the right words when writing. It's second language learning. It makes it easier to learn new words and recognize grammar patterns in a new language. It strengthens overall language awareness. It helps you understand how language works and how words are formed and used. That's all that I have to explain about it, and thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.